March 25th. I came to Al-Anon confused about what was and what was not my responsibility. Today, after lots of step work, I believe I am responsible for the following: to be loyal to my values, to please myself first, to keep an open mind, to detach with love, to rid myself of anger and resentment, to express my ideas and feelings instead of stuffing them, to attend Al Anon meetings and keep in touch with friends in the fellowship, to be realistic in my expectations, to make healthy choices, and to be grateful for my blessings. I also have certain responsibilities to others: to extend a welcome to newcomers, to be of service, to recognize that others have a right to live their own lives, to listen, not just with my ears, but also listen with my heart, and to share my joy as well as my sorrow. I am not responsible for my addicted loved ones' gaming, sobriety, job, cleanliness, diet, dental hygiene, or other choices. It is my responsibility to treat this person with courtesy, gentleness, and love. In this way, we both can grow. Today's reminder: if I am tempted to interfere with something that is none of my business, I can turn my attention instead to some way in which I can care for myself. And this is the quote: I have a primary responsibility to myself, to make myself into the best person I can possibly be. And then and only then will I have something worthwhile to share. I wanted to say that people suffering from addiction and people drunk with power will always demand that I compromise my values. Always. So addicts and people with just too much power, they don't know how to handle it. They show some very similar behaviors. They demand that I bend to their wishes and their will and their lack of morality. And that's the rub. So the rubber hits the road here, and it becomes a crisis for most of us. The crisis is, who are you? What are you morally? And how do you hold on to those things? So you have to figure out what your truth is, and you have to hang on to it. You have to have a moral code and live by it. Because if you don't, you're going to be steamrolled by everyone around you. And that's where God comes in here. When you have a God of your understanding, a higher power, that's a tremendous defense. Because when you have God in your life, it really doesn't matter what other people think. You're holding onto a rock, and that rock is your guidepost. And people can say whatever they want about you. People can try and do whatever they want, but nothing's going to thwart, nothing's going to get in the way of God's plan and God's will for your life. And you don't need to go through a third party to get to God. It's you and God. Do you remember? We have to access wisdom. We don't spit in people's faces. We're not rude. We don't tell them how stupid they are or things like that. We have to conduct ourselves respectfully if we wanted to be treated with respect, for sure. But you got to have a guidepost. That's your saving grace. Remember, living with an addict is like it's living with the addiction is constantly like a dog grabbing on your leg and won't let go, constantly after you. You got to get out of that fight. It will, you can't, it's not sustainable. It will wear you down, wear you out. You will look like you are crazy. So remember, boundaries are beautiful. Read and reread this passage. It lays out the boundaries explicitly and clearly. There's no confusion here. It states what they are for you and what they are in relationship to other people. Read them, memorize them, live them, please. Blessings on your day.